Natasha here from Mount Isa, your independent Scentsy consultant. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. So, it is the 15th of November and mid-month I will always do a mid-month Scentsy empties, or most of the time I will do a mid-month Scentsy empties, and I then do another Scentsy empties at the end of the month, because as you can see I get through quite a fair bit in just 2 weeks time. So let's delve into my empties, shall we, and see what I have been using and what I have been enjoying with Scentsy. So I'm just going to put a chair here so I've got a place to put my empties box so we can start grabbing. I am going to try and grab non-wax items to begin with. So I had to replace the air purifier in filter in our lounge room. Now, Mount Isa here is a mining community, so it's a very small rural town, and one of its biggest, it's not its only employment, but one of its biggest employments, and why we ended up moving to Mount Isa was because there is a lead mine in here. So my husband got a job in the mines. Saying that though, we're a small rural town, so it's quite a dusty town, and I am loving our air purifiers. I have noticed a difference since picking one up for my bedroom and one up for my laundry. But saying that, I'm just going to show you the filter that I just replaced, just to show you how much dirt and dust gets picked up in our house from the air purifier. So that's our filter. Look how grotty that is. That is disgusting. But it's glad to know that my air purifier picked that up and that I'm not breathing that in. So that just shows you what my air purifier filter looked like when I changed it out. So I'm a mum of four, so I'm always, most cases, gonna have laundry in here. I actually do need to purchase some more because I've run out and I'm just using a generic brand Coles one at the moment. But I finished up my bundle system in Fluffy Fleece. Now this is also available in wax as well. I don't particularly like the wax in this fragrance, to be honest with you. I don't hate it, but I'm not drawn to the wax in this fragrance. But I absolutely love Fluffy Fleece in the laundry. In fact, I'd go as far as to say, if I had to choose just one laundry scent, it would probably be Fluffy Fleece. Every time I go shopping for my new laundry bundle, I have been drawn to Fluffy Fleece lately. I do love Cloudberry Dreams, I do love Magnolia Linen, I do love Jammy Time. There's some of my other fragrances that I'm drawn to, and until quite recently I was also drawn to Palm Beach Breeze. But I'm finding since other scents have come out, I'm not liking Palm Beach Breeze as much, but I am constantly being drawn to Fluffy Fleece in the laundry. It is such a beautiful laundry scent. It is sweet, it is snuggly, a little bit floral, a little bit powdery, but it still gives that cuddly, clean laundry vibe about it. It is a beautiful laundry fragrance, and I can smell it on my clothes after using it. So it's quite strong on the clothes too, which is what I am really enjoying. I did use up a Scent Soft in Amazon Rain. So this was from the laundry bundle I had prior to Fluffy Fleece. I always find it takes me a little bit longer to use up the Scent Soft as opposed to the dry discs, the laundry liquid and the washer whisk. So what I will tend to do is I will buy something that I think complements what I've got with the rest of my scent soft, and I thought that Fluffy Fleece would go well with the Amazon Rain Scent Soft, which it did. Amazon Rain has discontinued as a laundry scent, but I still do believe it's available, or some of it I still believe is still available in our clearance section. This was actually the first laundry scent I ever tried, and what got me hooked on laundry. But I find it's on the lighter sides, which is why I kind of migrated to other scents, because it just came out quite light on my clothes. But it is very pretty. Amazon Rain I love in the wax, and it's one of those scents, if I'm not sure what I want to melt, I tend to reach for Amazon Rain. It's just a perfect harmonious mix of a tropical, fruity, citrus fresh scent. So you've got your coconut milk, you've got your sweet jasmine from the Night Blooming Jasmine, and I do believe it has a little bit of citrus in it, so it kind of just elevates and brightens that scent with the coconut milk that adds that fresh tropical feel to it. Absolutely love that scent. So I used up a dish soap in Winterberry Apple Tea. I would really love to see this scent come to Australia in wax, because I absolutely love it in all the other products. It's just this beautiful apple berry, slightly spiced scent. I don't pick up the tea note. I know there's honey and a tea note in there. The honey adds this sweetness. You can smell the winter berries. You can smell a little bit of spice. It's warm, it's sweet, it's fruity. It's absolutely beautiful. And for me, a lot of tea scents I'm not a fan of because they come across as astringent, but I definitely do not get that with Winterberry Apple Tea. So I did use up a pack of cotton cleanups, which means I'm going to have to probably go and purchase some more. I kind of alternate between using this for cleaning my warmers out and a flicking out if they haven't been turned on with my spatula. So they're usually my two methods of cleaning my warmers out. So it's always handy to have the cotton cleanups on hand. Now I have two body washes here, and I know you probably don't really see me have body washes in my empties much, and it's not because I don't use them. I absolutely love our body washes, but I'm usually rotating through several at once because I don't like to use the same scent constantly. I like to mix my scents up on my body, just like I like to mix the scents up in my house. So I have gone through one full Jammy Time and one full Dancing Sugar Plums, and that's the reason why you don't see much body wash or body come out in my empties. It's because I'm usually cycling through several at a time, which means it takes me longer to get through them because I'm not using just one constantly. But Dancing Sugar Plums was from a Christmas holiday collection, maybe last year. This is another scent I'd love to see come to Australia that I know it's available in the waxing region one. It's a fruity plum with a little bit of spice. We get one spice. I think actually we've got two this catalogue. But normally we get one spice in our catalogue. And I think that's because it's not as popular here in Australia, the same with bakery. But I feel like if they started to bring scents like Dancing Sugar Plums, that would become quite popular in wax because it's got a lot of fruity notes, a little bit of spice. So this is the type of spice scent that would suit well for our region, to be honest. I feel myself, and I would definitely be buying a lot of this if it came in the wax, because I absolutely loved this fragrance. Now, this is my last body wash in this actual fragrance, but when it was available, I think I brought like 4 or 5 of these, and I thoroughly enjoyed all of them. Jammy Time, that one is available in our catalogue. It's freesia, lavender and sweet pea. So it's just this beautiful, cozy lavender, slightly florally scent. I like to use this one on the baby too. So, next thing I used up, again, talking about body, another thing, I have like 5 or 6 of these open at once, so I don't think you've ever really seen, or if you have, you've probably only seen me go through 1 or 2. It's because I'm usually got more than one on the go, and that is a hand cream in Snow-Kissed Cranberry. So this was again from a Christmas collection, and it is a fruity tree scent, quite light but very, very pretty and very Christmassy. So I've used up the hand cream in that. I love the consistency of our hand creams. They're not oily, but they're moisturizing, and they're quite thick when they go on, but they don't leave that oily residue, and they're really good at moisturizing your hands. So I used up a hand soap in Perfect Peppermint. So this was the original sizing of our hand soap. Our hand soaps are now slightly larger. I think I've got vanilla is it vanilla? No, something bourbon. So I've got one left from a Christmas collection, a couple back left in this size, and then all of my apple bourbon, I think it is, that I've got left. So, and then all of my hand soaps going forward will be the new larger size. So, is that all non-wax products? No. So, I have a light side and a dark side of the Force scent pack, and these went into my son's body on the 3rd of November. He got Darth Vader and Princess Leia as part of his birthday gift, so the scent packs went into their respective bodies. Now, I am up to, besides oils, which is the only other product in this bag, ready to talk about wax. I'm going to talk about bricks first. So, I didn't finish all of this, as you can see, but I've been watching Ashley H, I think it is, or Ashley, Scents with Ashley. I've been watching, I can't think of her name, let me just quickly look it up so I get the right name, on YouTube, and she does a fantastic countdown, and she's actually inspired me to start that countdown and see how much I'm using versus how much I'm... Ashley Nicole, I think it is. Is it her? Scents with Ashley P. Yeah, Scents with Ashley P, Ashley Nicole. So I've been watching her on YouTube, and when she does her bricks collection, she marks them off at the back here to see how much she's used next time. And I thought that's a good idea for me coming on with seeing how much I've used each time when I'm talking about what I have been warming. These ones marked off here were my initial warming and my initial sampling of customers. But This last 2 weeks I only went through 3 because they're not marked off. I can tell you, rather than trying to remember how many cubes I actually use in this current warming cycle, I can tell by what's not marked off. And after this video I will mark those last few cubes off to know when I use this brick again how much I use next time. So as you can see, I used up 3 cubes from my maraschino sugar cookie brick. To be honest with you, these last 4 cubes will probably be used up and I will have finished this brick next warming. I absolutely love this scent. I love it that much that I picked up 2 more bricks and I've added this to a bi-monthly Scentsy club. And when I warm this, I just throw it through the whole house. My husband even commented last time I was warming it, I smell cookies. He hardly comments on the wax, but for him to comment on a scent, he's either going to really like it or hate it, and he liked it. So this is definitely a favourite in my house, and as you can see, I have worked my way through quite a lot. So the next brick I'm going to talk about hasn't been available in Australia. I picked it up about 2 years ago in a buy swap sell page from someone who was selling it for $15 including postage. Now for us here in Australia, a bar costs us $10. So I was getting essentially 5.5 bars for the price of a little over 1 bar. I wasn't going to complain about that because it's one of my absolute favourite scents. It is available now in our catalogue, but under a different name. They have renamed it, but I did finish it up completely, and that was a brick of Eskimo Kiss. Now you can see how old this brick is because it actually has a different logo. Scentsy's new logo is that circle one. This old logo has that star and the more fancy writing. Watching Patricia Gates on YouTube, she was showing her brick collection recently, and I think she showed a brick of this in her collection saying it was from a 2015 Christmas collection. So Eskimo Kiss obviously came out as a holiday collection, brick collection, before it came out into our catalogue. So it has now been renamed to Polar Bear Hugs. So this is blackberry jam, caramelized brown sugar and amber, and I absolutely love this fragrance. It goes into my Scentsy club at the end of every spring summer catalogue when we start our autumn winter catalogue, because they do retire it in our spring catalogue here in Australia. And I think I've got 1 bar left with the original name Eskimo Kiss, and then going forward what I've got in my inventory will be its new name, Polar Bear Hugs, and it will be definitely going into my club again at the end of this catalogue season. So I warmed maraschino sugar cookie in the kitchen area, and I warmed Eskimo Kiss in my bedroom area. So let's move forward to actual bars, shall we? So in the bedroom, I did a Olaf Warm Hugs. Absolutely, I love this scent. I do tend to warm it in bedroom areas, in smaller areas, because it is on the lighter side for me in my household. It doesn't throw very well in open concept area for me, but it is such a comforting, soothing scent in bedrooms. And the description on this is, he just wants to be loved, but also have fun, and the surge of cool mint and adventurous snow-covered woods surrounding a heart of warm vanilla. To me, I get a sweet vanilla buttermint. I don't really get a snow-covered wood scent, but I get that cooling effect from a buttermint. It is absolutely beautiful. So, open concept area. I did my last 2 bars of red berry and spruce. So this was from a Sense of the Season collection, I think in 2020, was it? I think was when this came out in our Sense of the Season collection here in Australia. And I did stock up when this went in the clearance section, but these are my last 2 bars. As you can see, they're a little bit old, they're a little bit gooey, but it didn't affect the performance. The red berry and spruce is a merry mix of cranberry and raspberry spelled with a sprig of blue spruce. So this is a sweet tree scent mixed with the berry, as you can see. And if you watch my warming basket, November, December warming basket, these are the months where I start to get festive, where I start to want to warm Christmas scents. So that's kind of what the theme of this melting basket is going to be. So, in the kitchen, I did a mixed berry pavlova. So this was from a Bring Back My Bar, I think 2 rounds ago, I think it was available. And mixed berry pavlova is fresh picked berries over sweet meringue. So pavlova here is an Australian dessert, which is a meringue topped with whipped cream and berries, and then you drizzle passion fruit over it to give that little bit of a play on the tart and sweet. And it's a favourite dessert at Christmas time here in Australia. It is absolutely beautiful dessert, summer dessert. And this was just a sweet, sugary berry pavlova scent. You didn't get the tartness from a kiwi, from the passion fruit or anything like that. It was more the berries and the meringue that you smelt when warming this. And I actually was wondering why this didn't end up making it into my club, because I really did enjoy this one. I still have 1 bar left, and I think at the time I chose just to buy a few and not put it in my club because there were so many other bars in that Bring Back My Bar that I wanted to put in my club. So I think I chose other bars over this one. But if it came back again, I would probably reconsider putting that one in my club, because I did really enjoy that one. So that was warmed in the kitchen area. The next one. Now, while we're talking about kitchen, this was also warmed in the kitchen area. So I did a bar of gingerbread hugs, but in my household, as much as I love this bar, I'm not allowed to warm it by myself because my kids absolutely hate this bar. They find the gingerbread in here, or the ginger note in here, to be a little bit too sharp and a little bit too bitter and astringent for them. So I tend to have to warm this with something else to kind of tone it down and sweeten it up. Normally I'd warm this with vanilla bean buttercream, but I decided to try something a little bit different this time. So for those of you, and I have about 6 or 7 of, I think I've got 5 left. I think I had 6. So I definitely will be trying to work my way through at least 2 this Christmas time, because I stocked up big because I love this but didn't want it in my Scentsy club, thinking I would warm it all winter, warm it every Christmas and enjoy it until my kids told me they didn't like it. So I have to find ways to warm it in my house. Basically, that's not too opposing to the kids, because they just turn my warmers off if they don't like anything. They don't ask, they just turn them off. So that is nutmeg, gingerbread and vanilla. So I decided to try this time as something a little bit different. I did a mixture of that and Haunted Mansion. I absolutely love the Haunted Mansion. It is in my Scentsy Club, and Haunted Mansion is Eerie Allspice, Haunting Pumpkin, Ghostly Cinnamon, and Sparkling Ginger. So, what my aim here was I wanted to tone down the sharp ginger note that the kids pick up from gingerbread, but I wanted something complementing. So I thought the allspice and the sweetness of the pumpkin would complement this, because it would help bring out the nutmeg and the clove and cinnamon in this by having the allspice. The pumpkin would help sweeten that ginger note, and the sparkling ginger in here isn't as sharp and astringent as this. It's got much more of a bakery ginger note than it has that fresh, sharp, astringent ginger that you can kind of pick up in gingerbread hubs. It worked beautifully. You could smell a gingerbread man, basically. And they complemented each other really well without overtaking each other. This scent lasted for 2 full days in my kitchen. Normally my bakery scents will last a day in my kitchen. So they just brought the same, I guess, scent notes out with each other, but mellowed together to complement each other, tone down that ginger, add the sweetness with that bready bakery note, but it helped bring out more of the spice in Haunted Mansion as well. So it was a really, really good mix. And this is a mix that I will be definitely doing again. So the next one we're going to talk about, I did this in the kitchen as well, is Big Hero 6. Now, this one I wanted to love, but is just not one of my favorites. I enjoyed what I had, but probably, in all honesty, would not be a repurchase for me. Individually, but great, but better together. Vibrant strawberry, wild raspberry, whipped marshmallow. This is a little bit just too sugary sweet for me, and the whipped marshmallow adds a little bit of a bakery element to it, but just enhances the sweetness to it. I know there are a lot of people that absolutely love this. I'm just one of them. It's one of those scents for me that I can enjoy what I have, but not something I would go out and repurchase myself. So I did, in the open concept area, our current scent of the month, Sweet Orange and Evergreen, and I think I did that, and I did the little sample cup at the same time with the same scent that I got in the whiff box. This is nice, but I don't feel a need to club this. I will enjoy the bars I have. I like Icicles and Evergreen a little bit more. It gives me that sweet, fresh tree vibe that I get from Icicles and Evergreen, but I find Icicles and Evergreen a little bit sweeter, a little bit brighter. I don't really get much of the orange note in here, but it is a very nice, fresh, bright tree scent for Christmas, and it is currently available as our scent of the month for November. The scent notes of Sweet Orange and Evergreen are festive evergreens decked with sweet orange and warm cedarwood invite you to a quintessential winter night. So that was open concept area. Okay, so I had a few cubes left of Happy Holidays from when I did my sampling out. This is actually available in our current scent of the season. I don't like this scent, to be honest with you. Out of all the scents they could choose for a tree scent, they could choose for a scent of the season scent, this is not one that I myself gravitate towards. So Happy Holidays is festive golden pear, mingles with clove, holiday pine, bring joy to season. It's just a little bit too bitter to my nose, is the best I can describe. Those last few cubes ended up going in our garage, away from the house, but still scenting the garage and making the garage smell pleasant, just away from where I couldn't smell it. So in my daughter's room, we did a bar of Belle the Last Petal. I want to love this scent, but this is another scent that I don't hate it, but it's just probably not going to be a repurchase for me. So this is Fresh Pink Grapefruit, Sparkling Bergamot, kick off the first chapter. Scattered petals write an unforgettable romantic ending. So I'm wanting more floral out of this, and I'm getting a lot of citrus. If you like Hey Tiger Lily, you'd probably like this because it's kind of that take on a sweet, bright citrus floral scent. I don't hate Hey Tiger Lily. I don't hate this one. There are just other floral scents that I enjoy more, and while I was expecting the bergamot to add a beautiful perfumey note to it, this is one of those cases. Now bergamot's actually like a grapefruit and a citrus, but in a lot of scents when you smell bergamot it comes across more perfumey than anything. But this is one of those cases where the bergamot comes across citrus to my nose. And I'm not always the biggest fan, which is probably why this is kind of one that I can take or leave. So the next scents we're going to talk about in the open concept area, if I can find both of them. I did 2 bars of Dazzling Pomegranate. So Dazzling Pomegranate is serve a sparkling melody of pomegranate, bright orange and mimosa accord. So this is a play on a sweet, tart, bright Christmas fruit. I love cranberry and I love pomegranate scents in November and December because our Christmas here in Australia is quite hot. So sometimes as much as I love the smell of a real Christmas tree, that fruity notes that come through them are a little bit more better for our hot weather, is for want of a better word, better. I don't know if that's the right word I'm trying to say, but it's not so rich, not so heavy. So, and I think the fact that this has like that sparkling mimosa note to it kind of really brightens up this scent and makes it to me something that I actually enjoy warming more in summer than I do in winter, even though this typically comes out in our winter catalogue here in Australia. So that went through our open concept area. So the next one I'm going to talk about, Feeling Pine. This is just pure pine tree. Is there eucalyptus in it? Let me see if I've got the scent notes here. Feeling Pine. To me, I just get pure heavy pine tree. And for me, my tree notes need to have spice or cinnamon or fruit. It needs to have something other than just tree. I'm not a fan of just tree. So let eucalyptus, pine and a kiss of mistletoe fill you with holiday spirit. I don't get any of the eucalyptus. I smell the eucalyptus in icicles and evergreen, but I don't smell the eucalyptus in Feeling Pine. So it's just a pine tree scent to me. That was from the 2020 Christmas trio that was available here in Australia. I had 1 bar left, so I finished this off in the bathroom and in the garage area. Citrus pear cider, so this went into the kitchen area, and this to me is kind of Scentsy's take on a summer cider. So For me, when I think cider, I think warm spices and comforting. I think of cider as a winter scent, and I think that's kind of what throws me off this scent. It's quite nice and it's bright and it's fruity, and I can get where they're going. It's a summer cider, but I'm a traditionalist. I love honey pear cider. I love cider milk. So while I enjoyed this, again, this is probably not a repurchase for me. A sparkling home fragrance that starts with sweet Honeycrisp apples and smooth orchid pear, finishes with a pop of citrus. So it is quite pear forward. So you get that pear, and then you get that tart citrus, and then that take, that's kind of trying to be used as that take on, as I said, a summer cider, which is very prevalent and would work really well in our hot weather here at Christmas time in Australia. But as I said, I'm a traditionalist. I prefer the warm, spicy ciders over a, I guess, revamped version of a cider, is what you could probably call that. So the next one talking about cider was cranberry orange cider from our current holiday collection. I only had a few cubes left of this to review after doing samples. So what I did that in alternating warmers in the open concept area with Very Merry Cranberry to bring out the cranberry in cranberry orange cider. Because as I said, I really do enjoy cranberry scents at Christmas time, but we don't get many of them. Very Merry Cranberry is a retired scent, and I did have one bar floating around to use up. So, cranberry orange cider is tart orange, cranberry and apple, mulled cinnamon sticks served warm and wonderful. And Very Merry Cranberry is red winter berries pop against a backdrop of snow-covered cedar, creating a lovely winter landscape. This was a beautiful mixture. So it did definitely bring out more of the cranberry in this, adding that, and it brought out the red winter berries. So I kind of had this fruity, warm, cinnamony cranberry scent going through our open concept area that I really did enjoy. So the next combo we're going to talk about. Now, my December scent of the month kit is due to ship soon, so I will be doing a December scent of the month review, and then after that I will be doing a review on all 12 scents of the month for the year of 2022. But saying that, there was some at the beginning of the year that I wanted to, I guess, retest and retry before I do that review. So I went through a bar of sun ripened berry because this was January scent of the month 2022, and I don't think I had warmed a bar since then. So I just wanted to refresh in my mind some of these scents. So many people get authentic berry with this. Me, it comes across a little bit more artificial, a little bit more sugary, but not quite lolly artificial. What I get more is they've taken the berries, thrown it through a blender, added sugar to make the schmear they put on a fancy plate within a restaurant, or the coulis with the fancy decoration. So they've made a coulis out of the berries and they're decorating that fancy cake with that schmear of your sun-ripened, your berry coulis. That's what I smell when I smell sun-ripened berries. So for me, the fact that I'm smelling a coulis to a dessert, I'm like, well, there's part of the dessert, but I want the full dessert. I want the cake as well with this dessert. So what I did was I took a bar of crumb top, which is like a crumb scent. I get oatmeal type scent out of it. My son gets apple pie when he smells this out of it. So I used crumb top to create that cake note and mixed it with sun-ripened berry. I really enjoyed this mix. Here I got the full fancy dessert, not just the decorative schmear of the coulis. So that obviously was in our kitchen area. In the main bedroom, I did a bar of Joy and Wonder. Now, Joy and Wonder is delightful red currant, black raspberry mingle with cinnamon stick. This was just a warm, comforting, cinnamony, home and hearth type scent. Really enjoyed it. I do have another bar to use up. Hang on just a moment. Okay, I'm not sure what the baby was whinging about, but he seems to have settled down a little bit now. So let's see if we can get through the last of these empties before I have to get him ready for his day at kindy. So, Scentspirations Candy Buttercream. This was the only one I hadn't reviewed. I got through the rest in my last empties. I enjoyed this one. Now, I am going to say off the bat, our Scentspirations collection, to a lot of people, are coming across a little bit light. So you do get the candy cane in this, you do get the buttercream, but it is light because what vanilla bean buttercream does, and our Scentspirations collection is based off of taking vanilla bean buttercream and mixing it with other scents. So you're getting majority vanilla bean buttercream and then your other scent as the kind of back note, not the forefront note. So what though vanilla bean buttercream does, and what a lot of people use vanilla bean buttercream for, is using it to mix with a scent that they might find too overpowering or too in their face, or if they just want to tone a scent down but still smell that scent. So that's why these scents are coming across a little bit light. You've got caramel and the vanilla bean buttercream. The vanilla bean buttercream's doing its job. It's toning down those other scents, but they're still really pretty, and in all likelihood, all but vanilla bean buttercream are probably going to make their way to my club. Vanilla bean buttercream isn't going to end up in my club because I can get it in the catalogue. If it were to retire from the catalogue, it would then make its way to my club. As I was saying before with gingerbread hugs, that's what I normally mix vanilla bean buttercream with, but I decided to try it with Haunted Mansion to tone down that sharp ginger note. So I wasn't expecting these scents to be in your face powerhouse scents. I was expecting them to be a take on vanilla bean buttercream, the vanilla bean cream, smoothing the scents out and making them sweet, and that's exactly what it did. This was beautiful in my bedroom. Soft peppermint with the sweetness of the vanilla. Just the type of mint scents I really do enjoy. So they are all the bars, but I have a bunch of little testers. So these are all old testers which I have in a bag, and I worked out if I were to go through at least 4 of these little bags that I've kind of put complementary scents together to use, I would finish that bag off in 6 months, which would be the perfect timing for a new catalogue launch each time I did this. So that was my idea, so I'm not going to be inundated with a whole heap of old testers from retired scents. Now, saying that, if I use more than 4 up a month, even better. So my aim is to get the older scents that I can no longer put in party bags, or no longer take to parties, or no longer give to customers in borrow bags because they're not available anymore, to get them out of the house so I'm not just hoard in things, because the scents don't last forever in our testers either. So the first one has in it 2 black salt and cypress and 1 big surf. And we all know I'm not a fan of salty sea scents, and to me, black salt and cypress is, you get that harsh black salt note. It's definitely salty sea air, but to me it's like the caves in the sea, where you go into caves and rocks, so you get that very earthy, cavey. And then the big surf, again, salty sea air, but it's more the depths of the ocean, so it's not as earthy, it's not as mossy. Combined, you're getting salty sea, you're getting the ocean, caves, depths, and out to ocean and more. So these 2 scents did complement each other very well. Just because I'm not a salty sea air fan, they did end up in my garage area. But I enjoyed them in that garage area when I was going to collect meat from the freezer or collect the things I needed from the garage. It was the perfect scent for that area. Really brightened and freshened that area up, even though it was very salty sea air forward. So this one is more a play on my green scents. Again, I'm not a pure green under-ripened melon scent. So this one had succulent sunshine, prickly pear and agave, aloe vera and ivy, and wild barefoot and free. So these are all like green, succulent, under-ripened watermelon scents. They went into the boys' room, so it just kind of helped freshen up that stinky teenage boy area. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of green scents, but it works well in their room. I had 3 dazzling pomegranate, so when I was warming dazzling pomegranate through the open concept area, I did use up the 3 dazzling pomegranate testers. Then I had 3 dragon fruit lychees, so I put them in the bathroom. Now this was a fruity floral. I do believe these are still available in our catalogue, but these are testers that had smashed, that had broken. So that's the other thing. Some of my older testers, even though they might still be catalogued, if they've smashed and broken, they don't look very pretty in my borrow bags, and they don't look very pretty for my parties. So I'm going to get rid of the old smashed broken ones and just purchase myself new ones. This was fruity floral, but I did find it kind of on the light side. I kind of felt like I did enjoy this, but it'd probably be not a bar as much as I enjoyed it because it's so light. And I got this same notion with Oh Snapdragon. Really like the smell of it, but just didn't get much throw and found it light when that was available. So I kind of feel Dragon Fruit Lychee is kind of along those same lines. So if it were to retire from the catalogue, probably would not be Scentsy Club worthy for me, just because of the light performance. So the next one, Safari Sunset. I think I popped this in the boys' room away from where it wasn't going to annoy me in other areas, because this is one of the scents that kind of does sometimes trigger hay fever migraines for me because of the orange in it. So it's a mixture of jasmine and orange, no longer available in the catalogue. It was a scent of the month. So I had 1, 2, 3 of them. So that was in the boys' room. In my daughter's room, I had 3 crimson Pew, and this was Pew Turquoise, which is, I cannot pronounce it, but this is a flower in New Zealand, a Christmas flower in New Zealand, I believe. And this normally comes back in our catalogue this time of year, but it actually retired this time last year. And it's another one of those that I really, really do enjoy. I just wish it would be on the stronger side. But I did get decent throw of this in my daughter's room, saying that it's not available anymore. So it's not like I can add a club or grab anymore. Anyway, and I have one lone little red berry and spruce, which went when I was warming red berry and spruce. So they are the little testers I got through. Now we've just got our oils. So as you see, I had a very Christmas type theme going here. So my oils kind of reflect that, because I like to diffuse complementary oils with my bars. So that's what we're going to talk about. And saying that, I think only 3 of these are currently available. So peppermint and vanilla, it's currently in our catalogue and is currently available. And I'm almost finished this large bottle. So I'm definitely going to have to purchase more. This is one of my staple oils I will warm all year round. It's a minty scent with a little bit of vanilla to soften it up. Obviously I was warming this with Olaf Warm Hugs, or diffusing I should say, not warming. Candy Cane Buttercream, I think, was when I was diffusing this. But as I said, this is one that tends to go in my bedroom all year round. Goes really well with all the minty scents. Perfect for this time of year. The next one is one I use a lot during this time of year, and particularly over Christmas, but it's no longer available in our catalogue, and I'm going to be so sad when I finish up my bottles of it. I think I've got this and one other I'm hoarding, and that is cinnamon, cherry and vanilla. Now, if you can, I do believe this is still available in region 1 though. It's just not available in our region anymore. It's been retired from our region a couple of seasons now, I think about 2 or 3 seasons now. But if you can get your hands on this particular oil and you have maraschino sugar cookie, diffusing this at the same time as warming maraschino sugar cookie is absolutely amazing. This oil complements this bar so well. It is absolutely beautiful. This is very much one that I love to diffuse when I'm basically warming anything that has a cinnamon, Christmassy type vibe about it. But I have been really, really enjoying this with my maraschino sugar cookie. And I'm sure I would have diffused it with some of these other oils, but I automatically think maraschino sugar cookie when I reach for that particular oil. Watermelon and red berries. I warmed this like crazy in summer too, and this didn't come back to our catalogue either. So I think I've got one more of this after I finish this, and it's another one I'm going to be, I want more but I can't get more, because unlike our bars where we can save in Scentsy Club to always get them when we discontinue, you can't do that with your oils. If you know an oil is discontinuing, you kind of need to stock up to last you, and that's what I kind of do. If I find an oil I like, I'll pick up 1 or 2. I don't want to have like hundreds and hundreds in case my scent, and I've noticed that my scent preference can change, so I will probably pick up 2, one to enjoy now and one to enjoy when that's finished, and just to be on the safe side. Sometimes I'll pick up 3 if I really, really love a scent and see myself using it constantly. But watermelon and red berries I use all summer long. So I use this with dazzling pomegranate. I use this with red berry and spruce. Did I do it mixed berry pavlova? I think I did it when I was warming mixed berry pavlova. So this went through my diffusers quite a few times in the last few weeks. The next one, new to our catalogue and available now, is toasted vanilla cranberry. Now, this is the smaller size because it's from my consultant kit, but once I finish this off, I'm probably going to go and get one of these in the larger size. Although this is one I'm probably only going to warm this time of year around Christmas time. I'm definitely going to want 1 or 2 to get me by to next Christmas, particularly if they do end up taking this out of the catalogue. Although it is fairly new, so they may not take it out straight away, but I definitely do want a larger size of this. So this I had going with cranberry, orange and cider, very merry cranberry, all those other Christmassy scents, because it helped bring out the cranberry, and the toasted vanilla helped add a sweetness to it. And then this is what I had going with the gingerbread scents in the house. So this was from the 2020 holiday collection oils, not our current collection oils, but it is still available in that 3-pack in our clearance section at the moment. So, but once they sell from that clearance section, they will no longer be available. And that is gingerbread dreams. So that was just to go along with my gingerbread feeling. It is gingerbread, it's gingerbread, vanilla, nutmeg, I think, from memory. So it is that play on that gingerbread note from that holiday collection. So they were the oils that I was warming, and for some reason I have a duck bean in here, which has nothing to do with empties. But as you can see, my empties basket is empty. So I hope you enjoyed my empties, what I have been getting through. Before we sign off, because as I said, I'm trying to keep a running count of what I'm borrowing in and what I'm using to see if I'm using more than I'm bringing in. And you will get the full details of this in my end of month empties. But just to see if we're on track, I will quickly bring up what so far my count is. So far from the beginning of November and in the last 2 weeks, I have used up a total of 23 bars and 1 brick. And I have actually only brought so far 1 bar. I did buy Crimson Berry Christmas. No, I have brought 5 bars because I just went on to the launch this morning of the Vanilla Bean Buttercream Creams Inspirations collection. That launched this morning along with our Hedwig warmer. So I did buy a set of that. So I've used up 23 bars, 1 brick. I've brought in 5 bars so far. Saying that though, my Scentsy Club I think ships today or tomorrow, and my scent of the month is due to arrive, so that will be another 8 bars and whatever's in my Scentsy Club. So what I'm bringing in is bound to go up, but so far my usage is more than what I'm bringing in, which is what I want to see. So as I said, you'll get more of a full reading and a full inventory look on each of my end of the months, because I will then go through and say what ones are Scentsy Club worthy for me, what ones I want to purchase again, what ones I would purchase again, just to show you a full breakdown of my thought preferences on all these bars. So stay tuned for that at the end of the month when I do my end of month empties. Until then, stay safe and bye for now.